Oh yeah, that was a bit busy on my end. Welcome everyone, I'm Dollar Free. And while I'm still fixing my mic here, just one moment. There we go. Alright, time to continue on with 2064, read-only memories. Yeah, sorry about yesterday. Unfortunately I had some things suddenly spring up. And it's like, oh, okay, this should only take an hour. No, it didn't take an hour, it took more than an hour. Like 2.5 hours. Oh yeah. Either way, let's continue on. So last time, we were just hitting the start of chapter 3. Now, if I recall correctly, we have one of two locations we can go to.
Ready to head out?
Okay, let's head out. So we have two locations we can go to. We can either go to AOSS or COS IO Port. That's for Tomcat. Or we can go to the Flower Mansion for Dr. Fairlight. That is Dr. Fairlight. Now, we'll just go. I don't know if it actually matters in terms of order where we go. So let's just go to COS IO Port. We'll do Tomcats first.
Here we are. The COS.io Corporation office building. It looks like most of the businesses on this block are a part of the same corporate coalition under COS.io.
Is that important?
Well, perhaps. At the very least, it means it's unlikely they're the ones interfering with Augmented Eye's articles. Not impossible, but unlikely.
That's right. We've been asked to go help out here, investigate what is going on with the articles. That's right. The articles, as it's showing internal servers saying the correct thing, but then the public-facing view of the articles is saying something else. Yeah. So, how so? I guess we'll have to look further afield. Or, says you. Let's just take the first one. How so?
Generally, the companies in a coalition don't have a whole lot of overlap. Augmented Eye is a news app focused on local tech and culture stories, with an emphasis on hybrids' rights and cybernetics issues. None of the other companies in the coalition cover news, so they aren't related at all, which is very much standard practice for these groups. They have nothing to gain by inviting companies with whom they compete, and thus none of them would benefit by trying to undermine Augmented Eye's credibility as a news source.
Alright. Can you tell me more about these coalitions? Or make sense? Maybe another news outlet? Let's try this one. Maybe it's another news outlet.
Yes, another news organization would be the most likely culprit here.
Okay. Planters, plant, door, the KCOB welcome sign, windows, and a car, and more plants. Let's take this in order.
Volvitis riparia, one of the more popular display ferns in recent times.
Oh, thanks, Turing.
Expensive, given the cost of caring for it. The species is native to threatened tropical forests, but it became a popular import after being endorsed by a former child star turned conservationist.
plant sits safely enclosed in its isolated ecosystem. You can't touch it. It's in an enclosed plant. Oh, yep. What are you trying to do there? Unlock it? Buy it? Give it your number? What about the milk? This plant resealed. Try the other plant. Oh, we read it. Look at the car. 2061 model is more popular among car residents though.
It has an extra cup holder.
Oh, come on. Is that all? Are you having fun talking to this car? Kinda am. Oh, you are? Oh, well then, please keep talking to it. Zach. You shake the car. I'm with Zach and Pete, so practically giving these cars away. I set off a car you can't even drive. My cars have full manual usage. Beep beep. Interesting. So slight tidbit about the law there. Probably assumes that most cars on the roads, or at least a fair number of them, don't allow for human control over the vehicles, so they're driven by either artificial intelligence or ROMs or something else along those lines. It's all the same thing. Car scans your ID, but nothing happens. You're not going to get behind the wheel with that. Maybe that's the way you get into the car. Super spoiled milk. Gross.
Those wipers look scary, pointed out like that.
The wipers saw the carton and were like, yeah, no. We know what you're up to. A thick paned floor-to-ceiling window. Inside there's a bunch of security guards and rows of elevators behind them. Nobody inside can hear you, and everybody outside thinks there's something wrong with you. That isn't the door. You smear your greasy palms on the glass. Good job.
Be careful where you wave that around. You never know who's watching or what's scanning.
Fair enough. Look at the KCOB welcome sign. The COS IO Corporation is built employs a pretty fancy interactive screen out front. If they can keep it outdoors, the electrical work in it must be on another level. It's voice control. The screen begins to cycle through the business listings and your available options. That sign is not yours. The sign already speaks everything it prints. The sign reads your info and recognizes you have a meeting with Zin, then directs you to the 3rd floor. That's pretty nice. We already know where we're going off to. Anyway, the fern almost overflows from its wall-mounted holder, making it look like a featureless plastic head with green anime hair. Well, that's a bit of an unusual description. Turing doesn't seem to have any data on the species. Must have been crossbred for the most genetic beauty. Hey there, little one. How's it growing? Thanks to a new environmentalist ordinance, tampering with a bioplant, it gets a stronger community service than most misdemeanors. Super spoiled milk. Brochure for the human revolution. It looked like the plant just puffed in righteous indignation. But whose side is it on? Nope, not this one. The other one? Ah, fair enough. They don't even let me try putting the milk on. The KCOB door is automatic. You don't need to wonder if you push or pull. You prefer to only converse with revolving doors. You don't need to pick open an unlocked automatic door.
The meshnet says Augmented Eye's SF office is run by an individual named Zin, and Tomcat confirmed she's expecting us. Let's make sure to keep your other news outlet theory in mind, and we can follow up on it afterwards.
Okay.
All we have to do now is head up and talk to her.
And we already
No
know.
shenanigans this time.
Yeah, we already know we're going up to the 3rd floor as well. Oh, Tin posters. Super family. Monitor. A window. Plant. 4 plants. 3. A jade plant. Desk. Photograph. Motivational poster. And an IK-47. Zin's IK-47 Executive Series ROM, designed for high-level account maintenance.
The IK-47 aren't known for being verbose. Better leave it.
Fair. Better leave it. Looks to be in the middle of high-value calculation work. Your ID card?
These units are used to dealing with 7-figure contract negotiations, not your overdrafted credit account.
Oh. Oh, that hits too hard. IK-47 unit scans the business card and pulls up a public profile on with details on Fairlight and its public assets. Alright. Let's look at the photograph. A picture of a toupee is an odd thing to frame. Oh wait, that's an animal of some kind. It would be easier to talk to if there was less hair and more distinguishable features. You pick up the frame to examine it. There's no secret compartment hidden in the back.
You're adventuring in all the wrong places.
Come on, Fury, you've got to have fun. Alright, the motivational poster. You didn't know people still hung up motivational posters unironically. It seems perfectly happy with the one-sided conversation it's having with the office. You couldn't be bothered to take this. As inspirational as this is, the walls at home are too dangerous to touch. Also, you know, the poster changed. The kitchen is the heart of your home. Be sure to keep it clean. What if the poster actually changes or if it's just a, just a storytelling mechanic? Zin's window, you can see the Bay Bridge from here. That's a window, not your bathroom mirror. No time for embarrassing pep talks. It'll get jealous.
Please don't open that. It's chilly.
Okay. Yep, the info lines up. Reflection is definitely you. Zin must really love her desk plant, and meticulously trimmed and treated. This plant probably gets sung to in between its holy spritzes and daily soil massages. Human hands would only sully this flawless holy. Fairlight isn't where one goes for botanical advice. The urge to poison something so beautiful is strong. You somehow manage to resist the temptation. The professional care these plants receive puts your well-intentioned yet misguided overwatering to shame. Oh. I'd pour one out for Wilty, but right now at this time it's a little too early in the day. You reach out and scoop the plant an inch or two to the left. There, perfectly symmetrical now. What harmony. You doubt the plant would appreciate a meal like that. Fake plants will never love you more than Zin. Oof. Now check out the other plant. Their leaves glimmer in the sun. They seem almost too perfect, too pristine. Wait, they're fake. A shame. No, moving it even one more inch would ruin this beautiful symmetry. Everything must be in order. Super spoiled milk? Yeah, no, you keep that spoiled milk right where it is. Until you find a place to toss it. You are planning on getting rid of it soon, right? Like, very soon. is unimpressed with your photo. Alright, monitor. The monitor has a live updating weather forecast in the bottom corner of the screen. Zin seems like the type of person who would punish someone for fiddling with the settings. Fairlight doesn't do tech support. One of those bland office paintings that looks like color splotches on an off-white background. The painting doesn't speak to you, so you don't speak either. Even stealing a boring office painting counts as art there, you know? There's no sound, but you swear you can hear the dull monotone from an art museum's audio. The painting edges out your ID photo in artistic quality by just a hair. ID photos are always the worst.
A bit irregular for a tasteful splatter style evocative of Pollock, wouldn't you say? Not my style, but I like the warm tones.
Your move's splotchy. No finger painting on the canvas either. Also, the boring elevator music they play over the speakers. Art is invigorating. I think we need to go left to right. Always make sure we go left to right in this. Okay.
You'd look wonderful done in an abstract expressionism style.
Is that even a compliment? It's no time for modern art. Oh yeah, Super Family. This plays all of the old hits, like Yonki's Peninsula, Water Rash, and Super Slug 3 Revenge of the Super Slug. I'm trying to think what these games might be references to. Super Slug 3 I would think is Metal Slug. Yonki's Peninsula. No idea, and Water Rash, not sure. Blow into it, that's just an old rumor. You're not actually supposed to blow into the cartridge. It's not plugged into the monitor and your imagination is only so powerful.
The smart headphones technology is far too new. The physical audio jack this console requires is only sold separately for 49.9 credits.
Oh.
It doesn't fit. Why would that have fit?
It's like of all the things. Oh yeah, let's just try putting our ID card into the cartridge slot. Swanky looking desk that curves out at the edges. It's not made of wood, still knock on it. The nasty milk has worn down the bottom of the cartridge so the carton so much it's hard to balance it upright anymore. Oh gosh, the milk's like this super thick time bomb. Sharp-dressed woman stares you down. Don't look away.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Augmented Eye. You must be the journalist my network admin said would be showing up. Have a seat. Would you like a drink?
Water would be nice. Icy hot would hit the spot. Thanks, but no, we'll go for some water.
My assistant will bring it right away. Look, I'll start off by saying I'm a little uncomfortable about bringing in another journalist to look into this. Whatever you dig up, I'll have to explain to the rest of the press. But it's still better than the other options. Chances are I have another corporation scoping out my territory. If they aren't in the coalition, they'll be expecting a corporate spy, not a news hound. If they are in the coalition, it won't look good for me to send in my own reporters against my allies. Even if I do end up being right. So if I'm damned either way, I'd rather it be by the media. At least then we can fight back on a familiar battlefield. Now, what do you know about our problem here?
Someone is tampering with your articles on the mesh.
That's the long and short of it. My network admin is pulling their hair out over it. I'm not going to pretend I understand everything they say, but from what I understand, the changes to our articles aren't being made from inside our network. The versions on our servers are still the originals, but at some point after they hit the mesh, they get changed. I'm hoping that you can do some digging, maybe hit up your contacts and get a lead on who might be doing it. Even if I have to get answers from the nightly news, it will be a big help.
What kind of changes are being made? Why are you so sure this isn't an inside job? Do you have any leads where I should start looking? Take them in order.
Mostly little things. Word choice, tone of the writing, things that make the writer appear more or less extreme on a topic. So far, almost all of the edits seem to be making our articles more positive on new technologies coming out, and more critical of organizations like the Human Revolution. That's actually what tipped us off. A harsh criticism one of my writers made about the Human Revolution protests was changed to be downright vitriolic, and I had a hell of a time putting out the fires. My writers and readers aren't exactly fans of them, but I'd rather not pick fights with the Human Revolution if I don't have to.
Why are you so sure this is an inside job?
I guess I'm not, but my network admin assures me it's all coming from somewhere else. They told me that they tore out all of the routers that broadcast to the mesh and replaced them with fresh ones. All kinds of tricks involving IP addresses and DNS changes that I'm not going to even begin to claim to understand. I pay them big bucks, so I'm inclined to believe them unless you dig up something that tells me otherwise.
Alright, last one.
Not really. My admin says that only someone with intimate access to Parallax's network protocols could make these kind of changes as something passes across the net. Personally, I think it's a clever hacker rather than someone inside Parallax itself. The public trust rating of Parallax makes them look like a saint among wolves, so their control over the mesh network provisions is strangling.
Okay.
It's trivially easy to set up ROMs to use a different OS than LIPS or a different meshnet protocol without that trust. Or, you know, Parallax is abusing its power to spread pro-tech propaganda. Doubtful they need to. I'm sure you'll be a good journo and bring me back the right answer.
Okay, that's a start.
I know tin hat conspiracies aren't an ideal start, but it's the best we can do with the info we have. Anything else I can tell you, off the record? If you want it on the record, it'll cost you your firstborn and a really good cigar.
Can you think of any reason why you're being...
Like what? There isn't much more I can tell you about Augmented Eye, really. It's a fairly simple and straightforward operation, if I say so myself. We started off in Venezuela as a sleek current events and news organization in 2055, almost 10 years ago now. We focus on more in-depth reporting of on-the-street happenings, on top of major news. We're one of the few good ones left. Once folks in other cities saw the type of reporting we do, they all clamored for it. They invested in the right places and it paid off. COS-IO Corp is happy to have us here in the OSF. It wasn't until hybrid tech started hitting the public sphere that we had to make any changes to our model. All of that said, I can't see why anyone would target us. Unless they're just trying to embroil us in a mudslinging match with the Human Revolution, and there are much more direct ways of making that happen.
Know if anyone else's articles are being manipulated.
Alright, look. I wasn't going to tell you this. If it gets out, I'd have to answer some really hard questions. So, you didn't hear this from me. You might want to go check out TMI Entertainment and Charlie Nova.
TMI Entertainment, Charlie Nova.
That's all I'll say. And remember, you take a bite out of him with my name as your defense, I drop you fast.
What's the real reason you're bringing in outside help? Your own journalist should be able to handle digging up some dirt on a hacker.
What? Not wanting to answer prying questions from my coalition board isn't a good enough reason? Cause I'd really like to avoid that. And look, you've covered culture wars, right? My journalists are good, but they're mostly good at gadget reviews, implant releases, not taking too many stims so they remember what they did at raves for the after-party reports. This needs an investigative journalist with serious contacts, not tech personalities. The fact that my network admin recommended you to me means you probably know the right people. Now, does that cover it? I'd like to remove my nose from your ass.
Okay, whatever. That's it for now. I'll get back to you if I have more questions.
No, don't bother. In hindsight, I probably should have been a bit more circumspect about speaking to you. Plausible deniability and all that. I won't ask you to lie in anything you write, but do remember you got in contact with me not even second-hand, but third-hand. I certainly didn't sick you on anyone. Wink wink, nudge nudge, or whatever. If you need anything else, have your person get with my person. Don't come here directly. Now, I'd show you the door, but you know the way. And this isn't the only fire I'm trying to put out. Good luck, and goodbye.
Well, that was more confrontational than I'd have expected, considering she was the one needing help.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one, Turing.
She never brought you that water either.
Yeah, I know.
Is it always like this?
She knows the game, but we didn't walk away with nothing. People don't usually give away much. Secrets are expensive. Without lies, there wouldn't be much to write about. Let's go this one.
Very true. I will admit that I am interested in the possibility of a link back to Parallax. If all of this really is due to somebody manipulating the meshnet on the inside, it may give us the leverage we need to find out what happened to Hayden once and for all. That said, I will take care not to get my hopes up. We should make no assumptions when investigating, lest we lead ourselves down a false path.
Yeah.
Anyway, seems like our next step is... What the...
Oh. Oh.
What the... That's in!
Oh, what the hell happened? Oh no, need to go help her. That's one way to get plausible deniability.
She was defenestrated.
Defenestrated. To defenestrate means basically to throw someone out the window. Yeet.
Emergency services are already on the way, and we are severely ill-equipped to help her.
Yeah. Rule number 1 of safety. You've got to be able to look after yourself and someone else when you're trying to assist. If you're not in a position where you don't have the tools and you jump in, you can cause problems.
We should head back to her office and see if we can determine what happened here. Perhaps we can still dispense justice.
Alright. Yeah, we can't talk to anyone down here. Even if I try to move the mouse manually. Nah, we got nothing.
It looks like the desk has been cleared off. Let's take a look around, but be careful not to disturb any evidence.
Okay.
The police will be here soon.
Alright. And here you are, peeking at the video games after you've been told repeatedly to get what you need and hurry out at this point. Come on.
Her personal computer is not password protected at the moment. Give me a moment to look through her files. Best to keep your fingerprints off of the keyboard. Most of this isn't very interesting. Committee reports, financials, article submissions. Oh, here we go. According to this email between Zin and her network admin, her lead on TMI Entertainment is a little more solid than she led us to believe.
Okay.
The admin ran a web crawler looking for changes in writing styles. Some blog posts by their head anchor Charlie Nova stood out like a sore thumb.
Okay.
Apparently he's a bit pompous, if in an affable way, and his blog usually just details his day-to-day life. But ever since the human revolution has been in town, he's been smearing them with more venom than you'd expect, considering how neutral his on-air reporting has been.
So, he's keeping the on-air fairly clean, but then on his personal blog, he's going in.
Zin seemed to think he was just complaining about the protesters fouling up traffic, and whoever is manipulating these posts spun it to make him look critical of the movement as a whole. Just like the augmented eye journalist. This Charlie fellow is the one we need to talk to.
Alright.
Even a ROM like that doesn't deserve an end like this.
Don't touch it. It's still evidence, and there's no putting it back together. The audio receptors are one of its more visually damaged parts. The flawless foliage hath fallen. Can't fix it, no use trying. In the big greenhouse in the sky now. Ignore the murder evidence and thumb through the cartridges. Sweet, an open deduct.
This game gives me the urge to start quacking uncontrollably. Is something wrong with me? Maybe later if you find something educational. Or an adventure game. Your investigative skills could use a tickle.
Shoot, voice controls weren't popularized until the next generation of video games. I think that's everything we have here.
We can't leave without finding a clue.
Oh, I thought we needed...
Let's continue looking around, but be careful not to disturb any evidence.
Okay. Has multiple monitors streaming news and information from augmented eye sister sites all around the globe. Probably shouldn't touch Zin's desk, this being a crime scene and all. Well, we'll check the window.
My thermal sensors only detect a single set of lingering footprints, and they end almost 3 feet away from the window. Considering the density of this glass, I can't imagine Zin jumped from that far and managed to throw herself through the pane without help. But who could have done it? I don't see any obvious marks on the floor or any other thermal hotspots.
Thermal hotspots? Okay, I'm gonna stop here. This is a pretty unusual point that they're bringing this up. Thermal hotspots, so heat hotspots, usually identified the lingering, In this case, it's probably referencing lingering presence of humans. So, you as the player character would produce a thermal hotspot, but Turing, as built on a ROM, would probably may not. Was the assailant a robot? Or a ROM? You're saying no one else was in here?
It doesn't look like it. We should go. There isn't anything else here, and the police are almost on the scene.
Son of a...
Thanks, Lexi.
I should have figured the two of you would be here. You just won't stay out of trouble no matter what I say, will you?
Lay off, will you? You don't know what you're talking about. This is a total misunderstanding.
I assure you, Detective Rivers, we are merely in the wrong place at the wrong time. We had an appointment with Zin to discuss a possible lead and found her office in this state of disrepair.
Of course you did. Damn it. Fine. Get the hell out of here before anyone else shows up. We'll chat about the case more when I'm not busy scraping bodies off the pavement. You hear me?
Certainly, Detective Rivers. I'll forward you a report of what we know immediately, and we can speak further at a later time.
Yeah, whatever. Get moving.
Why did you lie to Lexi? We could have told her about the articles. I didn't think she would buy it. She wouldn't have me.
It doesn't matter anyway. Detective Rivers has every bit of information that Zin gave us on that computer. Her investigation will not be hampered by our absence, whereas ours is halted if we're stuck giving answers she can just as well get from a hard drive. Has it occurred to you that whoever threw Zin out of that window could be after the same thing we are, except to silence the story rather than to get it out? We have little time for fooling about and must get to Charlie Nova before something happens to him too.
Okay.
I have highlighted the main Neo SF offices for TMI Entertainment on your map.
EMI Entertainment added the city map.
Let's go!
Alright, now we're seeing more ROMs. A few ED-64 and 70 units have arrived on the scene and set up a perimeter. I'm sorry, you had to witness this, citizen? Police don't look kindly on citizens getting grabby with officers, even if they're ROMs. A brochure for the Human Revolution. Tensions are already high enough between Neo-SF Police and Human Revolution. No need to remind them. The Neo-SF Police Department already has more of your personal information than you are comfortable with anyone knowing. Way more than what they could get from your ID. They've successfully cordoned off the area. Looks like they aren't allowing anyone in. Keep your head up. We will move beyond this day. In what possible circumstance would that be the correct course of action? There's really no need to volunteer your ID for the police ROM to run. Proselytizing to a police ROM is fruitless. Okay, so this is going to be the same thing. In that case, go to the map. EMI Entertainment.
I hope some pity for me still remains, considering my recent tone, because I'm honestly not sure where we should start. I suppose we should just ask the receptionist to point us to somebody who can answer our questions.
You know anything about TMI Entertainment? What do you know about Charlie Nova? Sounds like a plan.
honestly, you do have your own mesh access, yes? I'm quite certain you can handle all the casual searches you might feel like making.
Jeez, Turing.
We hardly have time for me to blather out every bit of exposition you desire when you could just go look it up on your own.
Jeez. You just do a good job of making it concise. Then now you decide to shut up? I'm sorry, Turing.
Fair enough. If you think it will save time, I can continue to rattle off these facts when you ask for them. I just ask that you keep your queries to a minimum. We don't have a whole lot of time. Let me pull up the information you requested.
Alright. What do you know about Charlie Nova? Actually, we'll go back to the first one.
TMI Entertainment is a relatively popular celebrity and gossip news conglomerate. They own OK Today. They did a good job transitioning from the traditional media models of television and news to the net-based model prevalent now, pioneered by their digital newspaper, OK Today's The Scanline. Some might call their programs rags, but opinion on the mesh seems more favorable than not. They stick to mostly good-natured prying and lean away from the seedier nastiness that paparazzi can get up to. As such, they have a positive relationship with many celebrities and regularly get exclusive scoops that keep their ratings up, despite their refusal to peddle in the darker side of the celebrity news circuit.
What do you know about Charlie Nova?
Charlie Nova is TMI Entertainment's most popular TV personality. He's gotten consistently high ratings for almost a decade and isn't afraid to tell you about it. The chatter on the mesh paints him as a bit arrogant, but in that loud, backslapping kind of way that a media star can get away with. He's best known for hosting Star in the Stratosphere. It's one of those talent-seeking reality programs. Apparently, when TMI can't organically discover enough celebrities, they just manufacture them. Oh, and also, according to this blog, Charlie's hair is flawless.
Got it. Four plans. Seven plans. It's squarely inside of it. Okay. Hold on, just one moment. Okay, sorry. Just had to move my mic a little bit more. Listen to your body. Focus on plants, ignore people. Plant dodges your touch. Word about you is spreading. That's one way to create a news story. Alright. The logo for TMI Entertainment, basically sleep. The sign is full of itself and won't talk to you unless you're a celebrity. Too cheap to steal, too expensive to replace. The human revolution could use some more good press, but it doesn't seem like they're making friends with the mainstream news right now. Your buzzer teases you by being just out of reach, by carrying the threat of security with it. Small industrial intake. Color. I don't want to touch the buzzer. Plant in the corner supported by a few stakes that are stuck in the middle of the plant.
This plant is clearly young. You should encourage it. We can't take it. It's too young to go through that much change.
Oh. The shrubbery has no interest in your pro-human propaganda. Alright, let's just talk to the receptionist. Hybrid receptionist bobs on her heels. She's either had a long day standing or is just fidgety.
I know you're used to computers being your only coworkers, but with humans, you only have to speak to them if you want them to do something.
Oh, that's your name? I'm Nina.
Alright, so we know her name's Nina.
We have our own milk here. It's good. And coffee.
Alright, let's just talk to Nina.
Welcome to TMI Entertainment Incorporated. Do you have an appointment?
No, but we need to talk to whoever is in charge here. We need to speak with Charlie Nova. I have a story we're about to break and wanted to offer TMI an opportunity to comment. Ooh, interesting. Let's go with this one.
Oh, I guess I should send you to Sympathy then? Oh, she'd be pretty mad if someone ran something without her getting a chance to comment. Go ahead and talk to her. She's on the other side of the room. Don't bother the talent though. She hates that.
Okay. Newsroom employee, assistant, newsroom. An 80NL newsroom putters speedily across the production hall, frantically looking for the next big scoop. The newsroom doesn't care to take a comment from an unaffiliated freelancer. Don't pick it up while it's working. You are now registered with TMI's freelancer database, along with 1,600 others. You ask the ROM about current events instead, and it lights up. Kinda cute. It's TMI's lead cinematographer. He seems like one, at least.
Hey, you! Over here, now! What are you doing bothering my people? I thought I told Nina to cancel all my appointments for the day. I swear that girl couldn't find her ears if I taped them over her eyes. At least she makes a decent cup of coffee.
Are you Sympathy? See, Nina said we should speak with you.
Yes, I am. And if you don't mind, I keep the show running here, so I'll be brief. What are you doing in my building?
We've been given a lead on a story that involves one of your personalities, Charlie Nova. Someone has been manipulating his articles on the meshnet and turning them into scathing attacks against the human revolution. We are trying to track the culprit, and we need to talk to Mr. Nova to hunt down further leads.
You let your ROM do all the talking for you? Must be one of those new interrogation modules all the fresh meat rave about.
Yeah.
Of course I know someone's been modifying Charlie's articles. I'm tracking them down myself. What I want to know is why I should help you snatch the scoop out from underneath me. Super hacker twists meshnet news for personal political vendetta? The clicks basically farm themselves.
We're willing to trade info. I'm willing to break the story under TMI's banner.
Ha! I'm not hiring, kid. I admire your spirit, but I've got people putting in lots of hours on this one. You're not getting the credit because you think you have a hot lead. Plus, if you really did, you wouldn't be here begging for my scraps.
Alright, we're willing to trade info.
Not interested. I already have a pretty decent idea of where to look next. And if that doesn't pan out, I have our primary server cluster chewing through mesh posts looking for inconsistencies. I'll figure this one out on my own.
Alright then.
Without some newbie mucking things up.
Alright, say that to Zin.
Zin? Augmented eyes, Zin? What does Zin have to do with this?
She's the one who gave us the lead to begin with. Then, someone threw her out of her office window. We figured Mr. Nova might be next, and we wanted to get to him first.
Holy shit. Fine, I'll let you talk to Charlie. If someone is trying to kill people over this, I'd rather it be out and done with as fast as possible. I mean, shit, we're an entertainment scene. Nobody should die for that. But hey, watch yourself with Charlie. He's a pompous clown, but he's my pompous clown.
Got it.
Keep it civil, or I'll throw your ass out and figure this out on my own. Now get on it. I need to make some calls.
Talent show host. Talent show host. He's practically glowing and there's people waiting on him hand and foot. Definitely the talent Charlie Nova. Let's just talk to him.
Fantastic! How fantastic! I just love your ROM. Not quite as stunning as mine, but still pretty grand. Very sleek, very clean. Bravo.
Alright, we gotta remember, we gotta keep this civil.
Oh, Sympathy is doing that thing where she waves at me to hurry things up. Right down to brass tacks then, I suppose. Wait! I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Charlie Nova, host of Tonight in the Stars and Star in the Stratosphere. But you already knew that, I'm sure. What can I do for you,
Alright, if there's one thing to say, I do like the voice actor for Charlie. It really does put on the TV show host intonations. The way particular words are accented and pitched up slightly really does give that feel. What can you tell me about TMI?
Yes, any additional information on your station would be greatly appreciated.
Well, it's the best damn network on the planet, I can tell you that. We put out top-notch news and entertainment, but with real heart that our competitors just can't match. But if you really want to know about TMI, you need to know about Sympathy. It's her pride and joy, after all. Sure, she can be a little acerbic, and sure, she calls me a poofy-haired oaf all the time, but you can really tell she cares, you know? Deep down. I'm not sure if that throat-cutting gesture she's making is a signal to move to another topic or a threat against my physical well-being. So, let's move on. What next?
Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Oh, you flatter me. Yes, you do. I can't imagine you've come all this way just to get my story, have you? After all, I've already published my very own splendid 100% original autobiography, Like a Nova. But I suppose I can give you a quick rundown, even if Sympathy is giving me the stink eye. I grew up here on the mean streets of Neo-SF, but my jocular nature and striking countenance got me scouted for a few small product advertisements. And the rest is not so ancient history. Now I'm the host of the largest celebrity news show on the Mesh, and I couldn't be happier. It's all thanks to my swarms of fans, though. They're the ones who count.
Have you heard that your stories are getting altered once they get posted to the net?
Oh, it may have come up in the last lunch meeting we had, but Sympathy assured me that it was some kind of technical glitch, and our support people were on top of it. They're top-notch, the absolute best money can buy. So I don't think there's anything more to say on the subject.
We've heard of other people's posts getting too. You're telling me you don't know anything at all? Look, Charles, we're trying to get to the bottom of this. Yeah, no, we gotta keep it civil.
That's very upsetting. I hope you've passed along that information to Sympathy. I'm certain our tech people will be able to find the culprit in short order once they know enough about it. I really don't know what I have to do with it, though.
You're better informed than that, right? You're at the top of this heap, yeah? It's a bit worrying that you don't know more. It was your posts that they were manipulating.
And that is supposed to mean what? I'm not sure if you're trying to imply that I had something to do with this, or that I'm being targeted for some specific reason, but if you have an accusation to level, then make it known. My time is far too important to be wasted on beating around the bush.
All right, that's enough. Charlie has a show to get ready for. He's told you everything he's going to.
I don't think I was
So
gonna
get the hell out of here.
I don't know if I was gonna get any further than that.
If you find anything more interesting than what you got, come back and see me again. Directly.
Remember, I'm the victim in all this.
Oh man, she looks really cheesed off now. Do you know how snippy she can get? I better get her coffee ready. Maybe that'll calm her down.
We're very sorry if we made your day more difficult. Perhaps I could take the coffee over to Sympathy and we could try to smooth her rumpled feathers.
Yeah, okay, sure. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You make her even madder? Oh no. On second thought.
It'll only take a minute.
All right, but she takes it with plenty of milk.
Okay. A cup of black coffee has been set aside for Sympathy. Stop talking to hot drinks after an afternoon cup of tea blatantly ignored your order not to burn your tongue. Cold fresh milk with coffee. Hey, are you getting fresh with me? Oh no. Fresh normal milk, not spoiled at all. The milk is moving beyond unsightly to plain inedible.
Okay, let's deliver this and make amends.
Oh gosh.
I thought I told you to beat it. Or do your ears just not work?
We just wanted to bring you your coffee and make sure there were no hard feelings.
Ha! Ah, that's cute. I promise I don't bite. I just have a job to do. Sometimes I think Charlie's hair gel seeps into his brain, but he brings in most of our revenue, so his happiness is our top priority. Ugh, my stomach is killing me. Maybe those egg rolls I had earlier. I'm heading to the can, and you're heading to the street.
Okay, I think we get a chance now to talk with Charlie.
Did you want a signed photo?
Look, we're just trying to get to the bottom of this.
It's Charlie. And honestly, I'd absolutely love to help you out. Really, I just don't have the information you're looking for.
So who does? Like, you're better informed than that, right? You're at the top of the heap, yeah?
It's Charlie. And of course, I'm the leading man around here. Who has said otherwise? I'm not quite certain what you think it is that I don't know, but I assure you that I know what it is. You won't be able to trip me up that easily.
If they can access your stories, what else can they get from you? We were just worried for your safety. Someone has already ended up in the hospital over this chip.
It's Charlie. And Sympathy never mentioned that. But still, she said the tech guys are on top of it, and I'm gonna have to go with her on this. I'm not scared of some boogeyman. This isn't the first time I've dealt with something like this. Security has to throw out obsessed fans all the time. I'm made of sterner stuff than you think.
Why can't we work together? Zin was thrown out of her office window over this. Throw your head in your sand if you want. This isn't going away.
It's Charlie, damn it! And wait, what?
Yeah, someone murdered Zin.
What on earth? Okay. I'll tell you what I know. I didn't realize how serious this had gotten. But I'm always glad to play the hero.
Yeah, sure.
Unfortunately, I really only have conjecture to offer you. Trust me, I'd love to lay down some earth-shattering pronouncement and dazzle you with my investigative skills, but all I've got is flimsy threads at best. The thing is, all this stuff with my stories, stuff getting changed, making me look like I don't like the human revolution or whatever, it started after I had an upgrade made to my VR uplink hardware.
An upgrade made to the VR uplink hardware? What kind of upgrade?
The technically legal kind. Look, I like to have a good time at a party, right? But Sympathy keeps hammering on me for pounding back too much crash and whatnot. Nothing illegal, but she says it makes me look like shit on camera the next day. So I went to this guy I know, good guy, everyone uses him. He's called Nanya.
Nanya.
He does great work. After just one simple back alley brain surgery, bing bang boom. I can use an app to make my VR uplink have the same effect on my brain that the stims do, without all the nasty physical side effects. It could be a coincidence, though. The tech guys didn't find anything wrong with my uplink, and they say the modifications check out. But that Nanya guy does a lot of work for media people around here, so if a bunch of posts are getting changed, maybe that's your weak link. Anyway, that's it. Pretty flimsy, but I'll send you the address and you can go talk to him.
Alright. Thank you very much.
If he'll even see you, that is.
Thanks for the help.
Oh, it was no problem. No problem at all.
So, we had to use our spoiled milk, but it was worth it.
I'm quite happy to assist in any way I can. Just make sure you source me in your article, right? Maybe run a rough draft past me and I'll give you some quotes. I'm certain that'll help signal boost the story all the way to the stratosphere. Give it the old Charlie Nova bump. Anyhow, I really have to get back to work. You wouldn't believe how long it takes to put all this together before a show. Let me know how it goes with the murderer's hacker thing. My ROM will call your ROM.
Alright, thank you very much, Charlie. Look, it's June, Valma, Anna, okay today. Two cameras have been set up to cover the main news desk. What's up? Have you been tuning into the show? Film assistant of some kind taking a break.
Hey there, I'm Sky. Nice to meet you. This is just my side job. For my main gig, I run a gym. Sky High Gym, right by the campus off the M. Your ROM is cool. Bet he'd look nice in purple like me. Isn't purple awesome?
Interesting.
Nice. Your ID looks a lot like mine.
Maybe. Alright, even this is a bit of a standout character. If maybe this is like a bonus character as a part of some incentive.
Oh, go right on through.
No, we're good. Map. Nonias.
This looks like the spot. I'm awfully nervous and still a bit shaken up. Let's hurry and get out of here.
Air conditioner, wrestler.
This is genius. The contrast of the art's colors to the walls. The way the letters stretch out, not to mention the accented punctuation amplifying the outcry. Who are the junks and to whom are they unworthy?
You don't think you should be reaching past the professional wrestler in front of you? You open your mouth to speak, but you remember a picture is worth 1,000 words. A box of stale-looking donuts sits on the ground. Their conversation is as stale as their cakey exterior.
Wait, those are... sure, why not?
Okay. The defiant young wrestler is leaning up against the brick wall.
Howdy! You can call me Cactus Canary! Our aerodynamic assault will rain down on you from the heavenly skies!
Okay. Tough boy is scribbled shoddily on the building in spray paint. It's not very illustrated. Isn't there a phrase people say when they see this?
Omae wa mo shinderu.
That's the one. Find yourself lacking the rough edge needed to express yourself in street art. In fact, you pretty much lack rough edges in general. There's nothing to add. The message has gotten across rather well. Feeling of tough and poor. This wrestler is the powerhouse in the Neo-SF Wrestling Federation's hot new stable, the Violent Wings. According to the Mesh, they're a group of highly ranked wrestlers who form up some sort of battalion.
Hey there, I go by Night Witch. My name has some pretty cool history behind it. We're some badass ladies who'll bomb hellfire on anyone.
gated door, garage door.
I think this is the place, but of course it lacks any appropriate signage. Frankly, the state of this industry and the current political climate don't give me much hope for my own legal status when word inevitably gets out about me. Regulation regarding cybernetic implants is a massive intersection between medical and tech industries. I'm rather surprised the Human Protection Act was even passed, but I suppose the possibility of hybrid genetics being passed on to offspring meant there was a considerable push from biotech companies due to patent law, and the laws about cybernetics got tacked on.
Okay.
Never mind. I'm just ranting. This entire investigation has been frustrating. Let's get in there and get this over with.
Hold up there, Speedy. I've never seen the two of you around here before, and I know everybody. Why don't you let me know what's going on here first before you start barging through people's doors? Feel me?
Hello? We're just here to speak to Nanya about something.
Just got into town and you're already asking favors from folks, huh? Tisk, 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 my little blue friend.
What? No, it's not like that. Listen, we don't want any trouble, but we're kind of in a hurry.
Trouble? There's no trouble here. We can be friends.
For what price?
I like this one. You're a little more street smart than your blue bot buddy here, I see. No, I like you two. You're cool in my book. And since we're all such good friends now, maybe you'll be willing to give back to the community and do a favor for your new pal Formula first.
Kind of a favor. What kind of a name is Formula? I mean, this one's a little obvious. Mula. Honey. Dosh. So what kind of favor?
You see, I'm a budding street musician. Working on my next big hit. Feel me? But I'm sort of stuck on a few lines. I just gotta get these last few rhymes right. Maybe you could share a little of your creativity with me and see what we come up with. And it'll be fun.
Okay. Hey, I don't know. We really don't have time for this. Maybe we could try to help you out a little.
Are you sure about this? You know how important this has become. Time is of the essence.
You don't have time to not help me.
Huh?
What do you think would take longer? Helping an up-and-coming singer-songwriter finish a guaranteed worldwide hit? Or you could ignore me and maybe I'll send over an anonymous tip to the Neo SFPD. You see, I know for a fact that everything inside this shop here is 100% legal. But I bet whatever you got in your mind sure ain't. Even if they didn't find anything, it'd take the rest of the day to iron out. People like you don't come down here for anything boring. We clean up good. How well do you cover your tracks when you're in such a hurry, I wonder?
This isn't good. If Lexi in particular gets suspicious and starts tracking us down, things will become rougher for us.
That's why I was trying to offer to help out.
Not to mention all the other people it could indirectly affect. This whole case is life or death.
Huh, kind of a dramatic rhyme, ain't it? But I made my point clear. If you don't help me out, I'll make sure you never get in to see Nanya at all. He's my buddy. Done me a favor or two, so I return him when I'm asked. That's how we do things around here. I knew you'd see it my way. All you gotta do is help me complete my rhymes, you dig?
Alright.
A couple of them are just missing a word or two, but if I really want to make this song fantastic, I'm gonna need some killer inspiration. It's gonna be super cred. Anyway, you ready for this?
Let's do it.
Gonna give it a shot? That's what I like to hear. Here's the first line I'm having trouble with. You ready? It's my favorite season, only comes once a year. I'll show you the true meaning of, hang on a second. It's my favorite season, only comes once a year. I'll show you the true meaning of my holiday cheer. Hey, yeah, that totally works. Great idea, thanks a ton. Here's the next line. Ready? Pay attention now.
Okay.
If you bring mistletoe, you knock me off my guard. And if you want my number,
So we got the word God.
You know, for this one, I don't think words are gonna be enough. I'm gonna need some inspiration to make it come together. If you've got anything to show me that you think will help me out, let me know.
A moderately large tabby basks in its own self-satisfaction. Yes, it seems very satisfied about being a cat. The little kitty squints its eyes and says, "Where?" No idea what that means at all. Oh, expert meow.
If you bring mistletoe, you knock me off my guard. But if you want my number, I'll give you my GX Ultra Beats.
No.
Why would I give him my Ultras? These are expensive. Actually, can I have these? Oh man, you totally threw off my style with that one. I'm gonna keep thinking, but let me know if you come up with anything new.
Alright.
Haven't you ever rapped before?
Let's try ID card.
If you bring mistletoe, you'll knock me off my guard. But if you want my number, I'll let you scan my ID card. Hey, that totally works. Really, thanks so much. I'd never be able to write a song like this without you.
A Christmas-themed love song? Aren't those supposed to be pretty tacky?
Alright, now I need your help with just one more line. I promise it's the last one.
Okay.
This one's been driving me up a wall. I hope you can tackle it as well as you did the others. Ready? Here we go. This is harmony. I think we're vibing the same tones. We can ride this beat with a nice pair of, damn it. This is getting embarrassing. There's no way to salvage this one without some seriously fresh inspiration, yo. Don't lose hope. I'm sure it'll hit us any second now.
Let's try the headphones.
This is harmony. I think we're vibing the same tones. We can ride this beat with a pair of GX Ultra beats. That doesn't rhyme. Oh man, you totally threw off my style. I'm gonna keep thinking, but let me know if you come up with anything new.
Hey,
Do you even know how to rap?
come on, Fury. So they're using the word tones. Because I was thinking tones. No. Now the trash proximity should always be kept at maximum distance possible. An industrial-sized air conditioner rattles near the window. A few strips of paper fly around it. Newspapers are in serious danger of getting sucked into that thing. Not a very rather room temperature. Your mechanical repair skill needs to be at least level 23 to have. To re-optimize your cyberpunk TV ports, go to the Sphere Select screen, SSS, and apply your ability orbs to the correct upgrade aperture zone. Thick drape covers the window, making it look like the outside of a prison cell. No shady figure or any figure for that matter appears to respond to your calls from the street. It is too high to get a grip on, even when jumping from the sidewalk. Alright,
We can't go anywhere until we solve poor Mullah's missing rhymes.
Alright, now I need your help with just one more line. This one's been dry. Ready? Here. This is harmony. I think we're vibing the same tones. We can ride this beat with a nice pair of, damn it. This is getting embarrassing. There's no way to salvage this one without some seriously fresh inspiration, yo. Don't lose hope. I'm sure it'll hit us any second now.
okay. Formula is playing a loud set in the alleyway. Their righteous throat bobs the beats. Pistol, business card.
This is harmony. I think we're vibing the same tones. We can ride this beat with a pair of yummy Christmas scones.
He does know those are donuts, right?
Yeah, that's my question.
Now that's what I call a tasty beat. That was amazing. I can't believe you pulled it off. Whatever you do for work now, it doesn't matter. You should become a musician. We totally become rivals, and I bet you that... On second thought, you keep your day job. This is my territory. You feel me? But you did help out in a huge way, so I guess you're cool. Go on in and see Nanya whenever you want. I'll just be chilling out here, soaking up the inspiration of my surroundings, baby.
Here, you can keep the scones.
Oh.
It was nice meeting you, Formula.
Hey, you too, little Bob Blue. Hey, that kinda rhymes.
Let's go.
Let's use the door. A colossal mess of tangled wires sprawls on the floor. No, you can't even begin to try to clean this up. Flashbacks of the wall socket behind your work desk are just too much. A small panel in the wall belches out many loose stray wires. Maybe they're for powering the surgery equipment? The screws are practically shredded, and our casing isn't going anywhere. Thick, slightly opaque window makes it hard to see the finer details of the operating room. But you can still make out the basics. Tables, stretchers, complex-looking surgical equipment, and supply cabinet. Lung augments, spine augments, cybernetic arms, all made by the Dynamo. Poking the screen causes a ring of color to ripple out from your fingertip. The screen doesn't respond to verbal commands at all. Doesn't even look like its information can be upgraded anywhere but the back end. Pretty sure the screen doesn't even have the ability to scan anything. It's just an advertisement. It says surgery in progress. Alright, let's look at the desk. This white desk has seen better days. Truly. Usually it's you break, you buy. Around here, you break, we spray paint, you're wrong.
Ooh, I want to be pretty.
Putting the desk out of its misery seems like the humane option in this dump. Not exactly prime advertising real estate, but implants you can't get much better. Either they went retro with the screen or they really don't want outside hands prodding it. Based on the CRT monitor in the room, it's probably the former. What is this?
This is known as a CRT monitor. Almost nobody still uses them anymore. They're very outdated.
Okay. Invalid transaction. Please scan first item. A large circular screen scrolls through upgrade options and parts available in the store. Saying one of the available ocular upgrades allowed brings up a list of payment options. It's a speech-compatible screen, not a touch capacitive one. New customer form is pulled up after the identification card is scanned. Probably best not to give this kind of place any sensitive personal information. This guy's one of the most serious-looking people you've ever seen.
Nope.
Nope. Or yo.
Nope, I don't know you. You got someone willing to vouch for you? If not, get out of my shop.
We just met for Moolah. He said we were cool.
Moolah? That guy's a hoot. Keeps out the riffraff and fakers, too. But seriously, where did you hear about me?
Charlie Nova said I should come talk to you.
Charlie? Yeah, I remember him. That TV guy runs his mouth a lot. Yeah. Paid good enough. Alright then, what can I do for you?
Charlie said your name is Nonya.
Sure, if that's what you want to call me. If your credit's clear, you can call me whatever you want. Enough foreplay. What can I do for you? A fresh install, custom firmware, maybe an upgrade? I can pretty much do it all. But most people come in here for VR implants. Turns out brain surgery is expensive, yeah?
We're here in a different kind of business.
We're in a bad situation. Local news articles are being mysteriously altered after they've been posted to the mesh, even while the originals are still online. Charlie Novas are being manipulated as well, and he pointed us in your direction. It didn't start happening until after he had his implant upgraded.
Have you had issues with the human revolution? What kind of parts did you use for Charlie exactly? You know anything about that?
What are you, cops? No, worse. You're journalists. Get the hell out of my shop! I have a business to run. I don't have time to answer shit about shit that don't got shit to do with me. You found the door before, find it again. And tell Charlie he can get someone else to do him a rush job when he's back on stims and needs a workaround. He ain't welcome around here anymore.
Give us a moment, please. I don't know about you, but I'm getting tired of being given the runaround by these meatbags. We could just find some bribe or blackmail to get what we want from this Nanya. But I think it's time to take matters into our own hands. I have an idea. Keep him occupied for a few minutes.
How should I do that?
Just do what you normally do and ask questions. Nothing about the blog post, though. We don't want to set him off. Just keep him talking. It'll only take a minute.
Are you gonna get going, or am I gonna have to call someone to make you get going?
I think we got off on the wrong foot.
Damn straight. Now get out of here!
That might be on the right track with the cops idea. Listen, we don't think it had anything to do with manipulating Charlie's stories.
I didn't.
We were just hoping to get some more background information on the kind of implant he has so we can follow other leads.
Shit. Fine, whatever. I'll tell you what you want, within reason. Doctor-patient confidentiality and all that. Just promise me it'll get you the hell out of my shop a little sooner.
Deal. Sorry for this. Our circumstances have gotten serious. We're following anything we can all the way to the end.
There's no way to hack a VR implant like Charlie's. I mean, you can definitely install hostile firmware on one, but you can't just load whatever program you want without the user's knowledge. Any changes to the loaded firmware will trigger some really obvious visual indicators to let you know something's being changed, and those are put in on the hardware level. I've never heard of anyone being able to circumvent them. The only person who could have loaded hostile firmware on there is me. And don't try and go there. I get paid too much to risk my reputation over changing a few blog posts.
What about using the mesh to mess with the implant? Is there some way to change the input remotely?
No, the implant itself doesn't have any kind of wireless connection. You have to use a headset with an induction coil for I/O. Wireless just doesn't have the bandwidth for it.
Okay, we're learning a bit more about this.
You might be able to try infecting a ROM with some virus that screws with the I/O, but you only use a connection to a ROM for AR HUDs. They can't handle full simulation. You'd need a full rig and a hardline connection to the net to do that. So, I'd give it a big maybe. If that's actually how it all happened, they probably would have found whatever infected his ROM way before you showed up here to bother me.
Could it have just been faulty parts? Not to be too blunt about it, but this field of expertise is a little disreputable. Maybe your supplier sent you an implant with something fishy preloaded.
Damn it. Look, I get it. I'm working out of an old auto garage on the bad side of town. But I'm a fully licensed cyber surgery tech. This entire business is legitimate.
This is actually drawing, you know. Sorry. I'll frame this a little bit better. Because this came out before Cyberpunk 2077. But if you think about Cyberpunk 2077, auto docs are fully licensed and they have to be. Because, I mean, are you going to trust some rando with installing your upgrades? Speaking of which, I may go back to Cyberpunk, give it another shot after, because I want to see if the changes to the gameplay actually make, like, you know, the way the upgrades have come up with, I think it's Phantom Liberty. Because while I won't have access to Phantom Liberty as a DLC content, the gameplay changes are there, so I want to kind of give those. Let's see if it makes the gameplay feel a little bit better. We can't do much about the story itself, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, it's nice to see that common theme. You don't just trust a rando with installing your cybernetic upgrades, you've got to get someone who's professionally licensed.
It isn't illegal to install custom parts or firmware in any current generation implants. It just breaks the warranty. My business keeps a low profile so we don't run into bogus patent infringement lawsuits from Flower Cybernetics or whatever shell company they decide to come after you with. All of my parts are sourced direct from the original manufacturer, completely above board. So if they're bad, they were built bad by the factory. Now, is that all? I have appointments to keep.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah, whatever.
And we'll leave.
You may not know this, but I have a finely tuned sense of electromagnetic fields. All ROMs do. We need to be able to maintain optimal contact with the mesh, catalog and use various wireless transmissions, and avoid areas with dangerously high interference. Your stock off-the-shelf ROM has very little command over the frequencies available to be scanned. But I'm starting to realize how very little of me is stock or off-the-shelf after the changes Hayden made. That means when the humidity is low, the air fairly sings for me, amongst other things.
Not getting your point.
Meaning, in layman's terms, I could read his monitor over his shoulder while being across the room.
You can read monitors without actually seeing them?
Well, some. I doubt I could have handled an LCD monitor. They require extra parts I just don't have. And the fidelity is a bit low. Anyways, Nanya looked up his client records on Charlie, and I got some of the names of his other customers off of the spreadsheet. One in particular stands out, Shotaro Otsuka.
Shotaro Otsuka. What's the relevance?
Mr. Otsuka is a moderately prominent tech blogger, respected, perhaps a bit vitriolic. He catches my attention though because historically he has been very critical of parallax in his posts. Recently though, the tone has been increasingly moderate, and now he is almost effusive in his praise. His fans are accusing him of shilling for the company, but many of his earliest posts show some of the same manipulations that we saw from Augmented Eye and Nova's blog. Now it's like he's being ghost-written entirely.
Alright, lead the way then. Might be worth looking into. Fine, maybe we'll find a story in all this.
I've marked the location of Shotaro Otsuka's apartment on your map.
Shotaro's home.
After you.
Well, 2064, Neo SF Lakeshore.
This is the building. Mr. Otsuka must do well for himself, considering the neighborhood. Not the priciest section of Neo SF, but nice enough for a self-employed tech blogger. Perhaps we should just ring the bell? We both know it won't be that easy, but it's important to maintain some courtesies.
Let's talk to... Hey, it's Sky.
You weren't prepared for the weather, huh? Your ROM looks fancy enough to keep track of that.
You're holding a colorful umbrella. Wish you'd thought ahead like that.
My gym's closed this week for the holidays. Gonna see some family tomorrow.
Look inside the window. A gorgeous picture window with engraving and crown molding. The design is slightly worn from weather and general outside hazards, but it's in surprisingly good shape. The building's buzzer is just the layout of big buttons on a panel. Nothing too fancy.
Greetings, guests. I am LJ2, Shotaro Otsuka's wrong. Shotaro was not expecting any company at this hour, but I will let him know you are here. Sorry for the wait. Please hold on for just a moment while I fetch him.
That's encouraging. That was odd. Maybe try the bell again.
Yeah.
Greetings, guests. I am LJ2. Shotaro Otsuka's wrong. Shotaro was not expecting any company at this hour, but I will let him know you are here. Sorry for the wait. Please hold on for just a moment while I fetch him.
What is taking so long?
Once more.
All right, third time's the charm, right? Once more, with feeling.
Greetings, guests. I am LJ2. Shotaro Otsuka's wrong. Shotaro was not expecting any company at this hour, but I will let him know you are here. Sorry for the wait. Please hold on for just a moment while I fetch him.
Ah! Why can't this ever be easy? I swear I'll blow out a fuse before we're done. Thank Hayden for system redundancies. Well, that's that. Let's see if we can find a way into Mr. Otsuka's apartment ourselves.
Yeah. Look at the fire escape.
Mr. Otsuka's apartment is on the second floor. The fire escape should give us access to his window. We just need something to let us reach it. I'm sure there's some piece of detritus or loose end laying around we could use. Oh, that's how these things always work. Did you know that palm trees used to be much more common? Almost a city staple?
Trunk is prickled and rough as far as you can reach. But shaken tree?
You weren't prepared for the weather, huh? Your ROM looks fancy enough to keep track of that.
About that.
You want my umbrella?
Not for the weather. We need to use the hook handle to reach the fire escape ladder so we can pull it down.
Oh, you live here and lost your keycard, huh? I totally understand. I do that all the time. But look, as much as I'd love to give you this umbrella, I'm kinda using it right now. Where I come from, see, we're all about equal trades. It's part of our culture.
Gym culture?
Sorry, but unless you've got anything interesting to exchange for it, I'm gonna hold on to this.
Alright.
Don't want to get wet.
Headphones. Pistol, the business card. The brochure for the Human Revolution. I don't think so.
Those guys are gross. Are you a part of that? Oh, you're not? Then let's not talk about it, okay? Hey, is this real? The real Yannick Fairlight?
You know him?
Of course I do! He's one of the most innovative tech minds of the last few generations! Can I please have this? I'll give you the umbrella. Yours to keep if you want.
I think it's a fair trade.
Alright.
Thanks! Here you go. This is so exciting! I'm gonna go call him right now!
Call him? Maybe that wasn't the best idea.
Anyway.
Oh well, now we have our tool and a pretty spiffy one at that. Let's go!
Use an umbrella.
Excellent work!
These apartments get plenty of light, apparently. This window is unlocked and open. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so the blinds are closed, but we can go in through this window.
This window is unlocked. Let's go in.
That smell, Turing.
I'm not sure. My olfactory sensors detect chemicals associated with decaying food and something else I can't pin down.
Oh.
It's unfamiliar to me.
This Christmas tree might be small, but it has a lot of spirit. Maybe a pocket tree, but don't pickpocket it. This panel controls the lights and air conditioning of the whole apartment. There's no one to buzz in. Also, that would be weird.
That's better. Let's take a look around.
Hotaro's ROM, it called itself LJ2, right? Doesn't respond to your touch, and there's no power switch. The ROM just sits there. It appears to be powered down. An old greasy bag of to and fro, a fast food chain in the state is famous for. Flies are circling like vultures. Antique Bob speakers. They use actual wires to connect to the receiver. Be careful. If you accidentally disconnect them, you'll never be able to get those things working again. An amp, a vintage York's amp. There's a connector for plugging in old phones. Is this the only song Shotaro ever listened to? Yeah, the protocols used by the GX Ultra Beats weren't around. A collection of books about writing. On writing good. You leaf through a book about creating compelling articles. Fancy newsfeed made of multiple streams on the mesh idly plays on the TV, muted. Can't find any way to work the TV. The flat screen is bare, embedded in the wall. Guitar Otsuka? What a blocky desk. There aren't many drawers or shelves. Don't mess with Shitaro's things just because he's currently distracted.
Shotaro must be plugged into the mesh. He hasn't even noticed us. I feel like I could scream without him knowing. Ah! Hi! Mr. Otsuka! Nothing.
Hello, guest. Shotaro has been a bit under the weather recently, so he has not been receiving anyone. He is trying very hard to keep up with his deadlines, but I will check and see if he has a moment to speak with you.
We just checked, and he seems busy.
Is there anything else I might assist you with? A drink, perhaps?
How long has your owner been ill? Is your owner still making blog updates? When was your last diagnostic check?
Shotaro has been under the weather for some time, but I could not tell you precisely when. He rarely has visitors or goes on outings, so this is only slightly abnormal behavior for him. In fact, you are the first visitor he has had in a while. Several days, in fact. Perhaps you could ask him about it yourself. I will check and see if he has a moment to speak with you.
Is your owner still making blog updates?
He is. Shotaro is a diligent man, even in the face of such adversity. If you are a reader of his work, his next significant piece will be going online tomorrow. I will not spoil it for you.
When was your last diagnostic check?
I run regular self-checks and have noticed no irregularities in either my hardware or software. I appreciate your concern. If you think I am behaving erratically, perhaps you could mention it to Shotaro. He is skilled at maintenance.
Oh, that's okay.
Very well. Let me know if you need anything. I'm always happy to assist.
Oh,
Oh no! We're too late!
how long has he been here?
It looks like he's been here for a couple of days, maybe a little longer. That means whoever did this did it before we even found out about all of this. Stabbed in the chest, right through the back of the chair. Looks like it severed his carotid artery. I don't want to make any assumptions, but I can't help but wonder if this was done by the same person who assaulted Zin. His ROM doesn't even think anything is wrong. We need to hurry. If I'm right, everyone we've talked to so far is in more danger than we thought. Someone is following us. We have to find his computer so I can see if I can pull anything relevant off of it. You interrogate his ROM. Maybe you can find out why it's acting so strange.
Shotaro has been a bit under the weather recently, so he has not been receiving any. He is trying very hard to keep up with it.
That's okay. We'll wait.
Is there anything else I might assist you?
He's dead.
It shut itself down again. Let's see if we can pull some useful information off of Mr. Otsuka's computer. If we can find it. It's so gruesome, so tragic. I was never prepared to handle anything like this. I hate this.
It's touch sensitive. The entire desk must be his computer. Mr. Otsuka's latest articles, some dated as recently as today.
I'll start downloading these files. I finished my examination of Mr. Otsuka's computer. I didn't find anything particularly interesting, but I copied some files to be examined later. If we're all done here, we should hurry and go warn Nanya about what we found. Charlie and Sympathy, too. They might be in immediate danger, so we must act fast. Let's head for Nanya's business.
Alright, this is getting pretty serious. Wait, the cat's there again? I don't know why the cat being there is weirding me out.
Shit! What the hell are you doing back here? Wait, let me guess. You stole some of my files, or hacked my brain, or used telepathy or some shit. Found out someone else got hit by your little ghost in the machine, and when you got there, found out he was deader than new disco. That close enough?
That is distressingly accurate.
Well, it wasn't much of a damned guess. Charlie Nova is dead.
What? Charlie is...
The autocab he was in drove him right off the bridge and into the bay. It's been all over the news for the last 10 minutes, and I'm not looking to be next. I'm getting the hell out of NeoSF, and I'm gonna forget that I ever saw you, ever knew Charlie, ever gave a shit about any of this. Hell, maybe I'll pick up a new career. I'm less likely to get murdered for being a fry cook. That's for damn sure. Have a good life!
Oh.
Oh no! No, 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 no! Why is this happening? There was no one in that car! No heat signatures, no wireless emissions, nothing! That wasn't even an auto cab! It's a manual!
How's that even possible?
I don't know! I don't know, I don't know, I don't know! That's it! This is too much! I've had enough! I don't care who's controlling the news anymore! Almost everyone we've talked to so far has died, and I can't live with any more blood on my hands! We're not investigating this lead any further. As of right now!
It's not our fault, Corinne. So, okay, that's what you want. That's it. You're just gonna give up, just like that.
I'm just done! We're completely out of leads, and I can't even imagine watching anybody else die. I couldn't handle that! We have more pressing avenues of inquiry to make. Let's move on.
This game does not autosave. Yep. Chapter 4.
Well, we should go to Melody's home and at least meet her.
Alright. And I think with that, I'll wrap things up here. Wow. That, I have to admit, I wasn't expecting any of that at the end. Couple of slightly disturbing points. Everyone involved in the implants, or everyone who is related to the blog posts being manipulated, as far as we know, they're all dead. That's Zin, Charlie, Otska, and Nonya as well. Nonya got run over by a cab, or by a manual vehicle that wasn't controlled by anyone or anything. Charlie got run off the road by an auto. Basically, his auto cab just ran him off the road. Zin demonstrated. We still don't know what, but again, the lack of heat signatures implies it could have been a robot or a ROM. And the fact that Otska's ROM was hacked to make it seem like nothing was going on. He's been dead for a couple of days, but the posts are still ongoing. So something is ghostwriting for him. Save the game. There we are. That's kind of wild. But yeah, all of our leads are dead. Dead in the water. So we can't go any further in that. Yeah, we don't have much choice but to go to the other lead. But that'll be for next time. Yeah, I feel like this game maintains a pretty decent pace. It's been like 2 hours per chapter. And that's with me, you know, randomly clicking objects. And I miss the spoiled milk already. I guess we can try to zap things, but that's all we've got left. Yeah, but next week we'll continue on with Chapter 4. In the meanwhile, if you've been watching along or you'll watch after the fact, as always, I'd like to thank you very much for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful day.